the wall.
Now, before we go to the telephone lines, what's going on with this hurricane and two more coming up here, and it happened right on the day that the Republicans had a convention? What is all of this that's going on?
Excellent question. Excellent question. Bobby called me and was telling them, a few other people called him, said Gustav, they had some beef with the Russians. The Russians sent this through HARP. Russia got a HARP too. I said, nah, that don't make no sense. Now, I said, don't worry. I'm gonna go in and find out what this is. As soon as I came upstairs, a sister on MySpace named Surcat hit me. She said, that's God's staff. All the shit started raining down. Gustav is God's staff. And she was right on point, and that was a channel. She was right on point because what's happening now is a Moses energy. A Moses energy. And God's staff ain't nothing but the staff of Moses. Well, we found out later that hurricane is Isaac Hayes. Isaac Hayes. Now, the Moses energy, and me and you talked about this a little bit. Martin Luther King came. Now, you got to forget his politics on earth because we can deal with human flaws all day. On a spirit level, his work was necessary to bring wheels in motion to what's happening today. So Martin Luther King came through to me when Charlton Heston died. First and foremost, he said, we are tearing his ass to shreds. We are tearing his ass up to shreds. Now, I said, God damn, and he said, the fake-ass swagger that Charlton Heston used to build up this Moses and all of these mythological entities, the fake-ass swagger he built up, we're going to take that energy, put it behind Obama. I said, well, goddamn. And he said, understand, what I was saying with all that, been to the mountaintop, I may not get there with you, I've seen the glory, was prophecy on worlds to come, talking about end-time events for now. Now, this is 40 years later after his death, and the Israelites traveled in the desert for 40 years. All of that lines up with the Moses energy. So now, again, Obama is not going to save us with taxes. We got to look at him as a symbol. So he's a symbol of a savior, of a Moses, of a deliverer of people. To the regular humans that are walking around this joint, he is the ultimate in taking their ass to the mountaintop and all of these things. As conscious people, we're supposed to be looking at these as signs from the spirit world. Now, you have Isaac Hayes, who's the black Moses, our true Moses, who checks out. For him to lead us, he has to come in his cosmic form, truly, because this is where we're going. We're not being led in terms of our human transformation. We're being led in terms of our cosmic transformation. So Isaac Hayes has to make this transformation. Has to. The black Moses. He got pictures dressed up as Moses. The more, we can go into that all day. Ultimately, this Moses energy, or what it represents, Moses means osmosis, to draw out, to pluck out, to spread out. Spiritually, if I had a cup of vinegar, through osmosis, you smell the vinegar, meaning the spirit of the vinegar is what is leaving the actual physical cup of the vinegar. So through osmosis, our spirit is starting to leave this plane. So Isaac Hayes checking out is right on time. So when Goose staff, without them even knowing it, the sister picked up, that's God's staff. That's nothing but the staff of Moses. So this is right on time and kicking, even on a physical level, kicking the GOP's ass. Everything they do is twisted, messed up, can't get out of it. Even me and Bobby was talking about this today. All of this is set up. Obama became big as soon as he got on Oprah. Now, we know they raised her up as the ultimate Aunt Jemima, but still, that even works against him. Puff Daddy ain't nothing but a Jerry Curl-ass greasy nigga, dancing and shit. But still, 4 years ago, he started this whole vote or die thing. And we was like, Bush, whatever. But now that those kids have been activated on a voting level based upon Puff Daddy, Obama's a phenomenon, which works for us. Obama's in the vibe and source. Who's he talking to? Nothing but the ones that Puff Daddy made aware. So even though you think Puff Daddy ain't nothing, which on a certain level he ain't, it's still spiritually they're taking over to do things. It's always working for us. We never are out of control of this situation. Never. So Gustav is God's staff. And we'll see where it ends up and how it goes. But ultimately, no, that's our energy. Whenever you see forces in nature, that's our energy. There was another hurricane on Marcus Garvey's birthday that came from Haiti. Look for me in a whirlwind. That's all us. It's about reading these symbols. If you read the symbols, shit, you have nothing to worry about. If you look at them as political earth events, you'll be in disarray. You'll be in disarray. The only thing that, in this particular setup, in this particular matrix of how these white people are running it, I'm sure, personally, Obama had to sit at some tables that aren't appealing. Like, you know, it seems like conscious people want Obama to come up there and say, Hotep, you know, in Ashe. That'll never happen. It's not supposed to happen in this paradigm. But we got to understand that he's a representative of something for us. All we have to do is know the symbols that are for us. See, one of the greatest symbols of coming to America as the big melting pot is the form of alchemy. We are the best of what Africa had to offer. That's why we're here, to deal with it all. The end result of this planet is in America. That's why everybody's here. And the so-called Negro up in this motherfucker is the best of the best. The gods are here, So Obama, having a little bit of everything in him, is only a representation of that alchemy. He's a representation of that alchemy. So spiritually, we're supposed to read this thing for what it is. Physically, you know, who cares, you know? Who cares? This, you know. But ultimately, no, the Gustav is nothing but Isaac Hayes coming through. These are our power people. And sure enough, he came through on the Gustav.
Okay. We got some people online that want to ask some questions.
All righty.
916, area code 916. Are you just listening or you want to ask the question? Area code 347. Are you listening or you want to ask the question? Let's see who this is. Area code 706. Oh, wait a minute. Area code 706. Can you hear me?
Yes. How you doing?
Good. Did you have a question?
Yes, ma'am. I do, Miss Beth. How are you all doing?
All right, brother.
Okay. My question to Brother Panic is this. Brother Panic, you know, we are all, a lot of people who have come to esotericism and magic and knowledge, we're all on, like, different paths, like Kabbalah, Tarot.
Right.
Instinct. I mean, do you feel that everyone should be on one path, or is that right, that you choose?
Oh, no. That's a good question. Absolutely, positively not. Our end result, remember, I was just saying, the girl out in the alleyway giving hand jobs is on a fucking path. See, you will never know about giving hand jobs. She will. So everything that can possibly happen in this dimension, even what we call so-called dead Negroes are experiencing. You know, hepatitis, Tuskegee experiments, goddamn World War II, all of those are forms of knowledge. So now, if we look at our elite group, this is nothing but when you're dealing with Kabbalah, this one, or that one, what you're doing is putting all the pieces of Osiris back together again to rise up in the West. Osiris is the great Westerner. So we are the ones in the West. We are the Osiris pieces dealing with fragments of our information, putting it all together. Now, the only thing I would say to that is in each of these situations, there's a magical aspect to Kabbalah. There's a magical aspect to this one or that one or the Hinduism or anything. So I would say seek the magical path in whatever it is you're dealing with, because the magical path starts to have an intimate relationship with your mind and your will and your ability to transform this realm. So whatever the magical path is to whatever you're dealing with, my advice would be to seek that out and to deal with it